Pallavi.
A wonderful morning to you, Meetu. Thank you for hosting me as always on Wednesdays, and I'm glad to be here with you today.
Absolutely our pleasure. And before we even start taking the calls, I understand 15th of November is a very special day for you and your team. Please share it with our
Yes,
this year.
it is. So on the 15th of November, we would have completed 15 years of our practice in being here as Ahluwalia Law Offices, and we appreciate every one of you that has touched our firm in any way, as our clients, as people who call in here, for all that you all do. Thank you so much. And I think it is the support of the community that has led to our growth, and we appreciate that very, very much.
Congratulations to you. And I do want to take the opportunity to tell all our listeners about the certification that you all got as one of the best in Dallas, actually. Please explain in quick detail here to our listeners.
So you know how there are these sites that that kind of give you services for different professionals. There was another site that just had picked us up and had pointed out called expertise.com, and they went and chose us as the top 20 law firms in Dallas, in the Dallas Fort Worth area, and we're very, very proud because this is not just me, it is all of you that trust us, and then it is our wonderful team at ALO that helps finish out the tasks that we take on. So that's cheers to everyone here that is part of that growth and that selection.
And I must tell you, it's a pleasure to have you on my show. Thank you so much for doing this for our community.
Thank you, Meetu. You're very kind.
All right.
I can start calls, and one thing that we'll also be rolling in or phasing into our practice areas. At this time, we've been more of a transactional practice. We do family law, and we do corporate matters, of course, but most of our immigration matters are not litigation-based, but we are going to be adding that area to our practice for deportation law. So we will have an associate added on that will be able to take in deportation kind of our options for our clients. That's number one. And then we are going to be phasing in another set of services, and this is for visas and passports so that people seek. So we are asked this question as immigration lawyers, can you get my American visa passport done? And the answer we have is no, we don't do passports, because that's a separate thing that you have to go to another agency to do, or do it yourself at the Department of State. But that is something that the office will be able to take on, as well as visa services to different countries. So you're going to Mexico, or you're going anywhere, and you need to have this done in a little bit of a hurry. The office in the support services will be able to help you with that, and have somebody on site in Houston to be able to take your application there. So that's one thing. Then we will be phasing in also tax and accounting services, and we'll be adding that to the firm as well.
All right. Thank you for sharing that with all our listeners. All the best for the next chapter, if I might say that. And
thank you, of course.
And actually, I'm going to open up all the lines. Is that okay, Pallavi? Are we ready?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Let's do that. 972-235-5555. That's the number in the studio. So if you have any questions, go ahead and give us a call. This is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. You are live on air. Please go ahead and ask your question to Pallavi.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. How may I help you, sir?
Yeah, I talked to you a couple of times. My son-in-law is ill, and he's supposed to come here in December this year, but he has colon cancer, and probably will be extended to 3 more months. Is there any way to get extension on medical reason?
Yeah, so I think I've answered that question. You're right. You have called in a few times on the show, and and I feel really bad for your situation here. But we are not talking to a very, there is not a predictable result that I can promise you, and I can assure you that your son-in-law will be okay if he enters 3 months later than, so he's been out for almost a year? It will be almost a year in December?
Yeah, but Is it possible to get the extension?
Yeah, no, not from within the country. The extensions have to be filed when somebody is in the country, and when he comes in, he will go through CBP, Custom Border Protection, and at that point, they will make a decision on whether to allow him or not. So what I can understand your concerns, but all I can tell you is that is not a decision that anyone can promise or results that anyone can promise. It is based on discretion. However, I do ask him to carry all the paperwork that shows his medical condition and the fact that he's going through treatment as is unable to travel, so that when the person who's admitting them into the country can take that humanitarian reason into consideration before they make their call on whether they allow him into the country or not on the green card.
But for planning for that, they have to buy the tickets and they have to plan to go to...
Yes, but how can anyone promise that when the law is set out as within the year, right? So nobody can promise that, but they have to try. No, at this point, no going to the consulate. They are going to have to come in to CBP. They're not past the time where I can even suggest SB1, which is the returning resident visa. I can't advise that. For that, you need more time. But if he's planning on coming in 3 months after December, then I would say that he'll have to come through CBP and test that out at this point. There won't be any assurances.
But they have to go to consulate, no CDP?
No, sir. CBP is at the port of entry.
Oh, okay. But here, yes.
Correct.
Okay, but how long they will have to stay here for getting extension? Suppose they will come here.
Well, they are green card holders. There is not any period of time that they are going to give them to stay here. If they are allowed entry as green card holders, they're just fine to come and be here. They're residents.
Yeah, but they have to stay some 6 weeks like that to get the permission. But without permission, they cannot go back.
Yes, if they are planning on not entering the country for a while, then they have to apply for a re-entry permit. That does take a little while for the fingerprinting to happen. So they have to wait for the fingerprints to come. That takes about 6 to 8 weeks. And after that, once the re-entry permit is filed, then they can leave.
No,
right.
Suppose within 1 year they will come here, they will file the extension for 2 years. How long do you have to stay here after coming?
6 to 8
to
weeks.
get the extension permission?
Like I mentioned, 6 to 8 weeks.
All
6
right.
to 8 weeks.
Thank you so much for your call, sir. Moving on and taking other calls, 972-235-5555, number in the studio. Go ahead and ask your question to Pallavi.
Hi, good morning, Pallavi. Good morning, Major.
Good
I
morning.
have a question. Hi.
Go ahead.
I just want to know if it's the category on the green card is mentioned IB6. What does that mean?
Oh, under what source was the green card obtained, ma'am?
I-360?
Okay,
I'm sorry.
so yes.
Yeah, 360.
So I-360, and that is done for a special immigrant. It's either a religious worker who's getting that, or it is somebody who's gone through domestic violence, and it's come through that category, right? So they've gone through a U visa. So that's where it should come in from. So that code is coming from. Did you say IB6 category?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that is a special immigrant category, and that is the battered spouse, children, and parents.
Wow. Okay. And
Yeah.
also, I have another question. So, under this category, I'm eligible to apply for citizenship after 3 years or 5 years?
No, it would be for 5 years. Everyone is 5 years except for being married to a U.S. citizen.
Okay, got it. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
All the best.
Thank you for your call. Moving on to our next caller, 972-235-5555, number in the studio. This is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. For private consultation, the number to call would be 972-361-0606. YourDCLawyer.com is the website that will redirect you to ahluwalialaw.com. Moving on, you are live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, hi, Pallavi. This is Yeah, I have a question. My wife, H1 got approved last year, and she is working right now. And suddenly, we got some notice from USA saying that notice of intent to revoke as of November 2nd. So, what is that, and what is the next action item we have to take? What are the options?
Yes, correct. So, a notice of intent to revoke is that the government realizes that an error was made in the approval and they are wanting to come back. So, it's kind of sort of a request for evidence, but except in this case, it's a one level more serious than that because it's not where they're just having an open request for information. This is more where they have made a decision already and you have to overcome that decision by supplying information as to what's requested. So, it's a little bit on a more serious note in terms of the expected denial. All right. So the attorney or whoever has
so can we do a transfer? Okay. Can we do a transfer in between, like before the revocation date?
I would like to see what those reasons are before I can even suggest that, because if the reasons for denial are coming because of the petitioner, which is a company, then of course a transfer, even if it's marked as consular processing, would let her float away and go into a new company and leave the country and re-enter. So, however, if the reasons are her, then that would haunt her in the next case as well. So you have to just first see what issues are before you make that decision.
Okay. Anyway, we have to leave the country and come back if it is getting approved through employer. New employer?
No, because you do not attach your case on a case that may be denied for a change of status or for a change of employer or an extension. So you have to make it independent of what's pending that may fall. So I always tell everyone to look at just a simile of a stack of cards. If you remove one of the cards from the stack, you're going to have the rest of them fall. So you have to make sure that all of them either line up and get approved, and if they don't, then you have to remove your card away from the others for the dependability, and you have to go out of the country and re-enter the country. That's what I would suggest. So again, maybe it is approvable, and maybe this is the government just being tough as they have been recently.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All the best.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. Moving on to our next caller. All right. Phanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, I have a question. My father, my sister, 12 years ago, they sent me a letter 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, and my brother-in-law died 5 years ago, and they sent other death certificate also 11 weeks ago. I sent them. They don't give me back any information. How long take off anybody die?
So आपने कुछ फाइल किया है अपने बहन के लिए और आपको गवर्नमेंट से अभी नेशनल वीजा सेंटर से कुछ आंसर आया है. उसकी बाद की सिचुएशन आप मुझे एक और बार बता दें क्योंकि मुझे समझ नहीं आया. आप दोबारा बोल दें. वो
12 साल पहले मैंने अपनी सिस्टर को अप्लाई किया था.
हाँ जी बोलिए. फिर
3 महीने पहले उन्होंने लेटर भेजा कि आप ये इंफॉर्मेशन सारी भेजें अपने ब्रदर की अपने सिस्टर की. तो उन्होंने सब सेंड कर दिया. डेथ सर्टिफिकेट भी सेंड कर दिया. 5 years ago my brother-in-law died. I don't know how long it take. I want to know how long take this all process.
So अगर उनकी प्रायोरिटी डेट इस टाइम पे है May 22nd of 2004, राइट? अगर ये इंडिया से है कि पाकिस्तान से है?
पाकिस्तान.
ओके. सो May 22nd of 2004 अगर उनकी प्रायोरिटी डेट है तो इस टाइम पे वो वाले केसेस प्रोसेस हो रहे हैं.
वो तो आ गया. वो तो उन्होंने
वीजा
बुलेटिन मांग दी. हाँ जी, बस सर्टिफिकेट
ठीक है. बहुत बढ़िया. तो इस टाइम पे आपको खाली इंतजार करना पड़ेगा उनकी प्रोसेसिंग टाइमलाइंस का. उसको कहीं 5-6 महीने आराम से लग सकते हैं. और आपकी बहन और अगर उनके कोई डिपेंडेंट बच्चे हैं जो अंडर 21 हैं वो इंटरव्यू के लिए जाएंगे और अपने मेडिकल्स भी वहीं पर करेंगे और उसके बाद कंट्री में आ सकते हैं.
My question is, my brother-in-law died.
Yes.
Oh, they have
तो उसका
everything
कोई-
in the system.
या पर
They
उसका
have
कोई
in the
impact नहीं है।
list.
या पर उस चीज का कोई इम्पैक्ट नहीं है जो नहीं है इस टाइम पे, वो ऑब्वियसली विल नॉट गो फॉरवर्ड विद डूइंग एनीथिंग, चाहे उनके पास वो इन्फॉर्मेशन हो। उस केस को क्लोज डाउन करने के लिए डेथ सर्टिफिकेट की जरूरत पड़ सकती है, पर वो खाली आपसे इन्फॉर्मेशन पूछ रहे हैं। हाँ, तो फिर ठीक है, कोई आपकी उसमें
जो बिल उन्होंने कहा कि फीस जमा कराएं, उन्होंने सेंड किया मेरे को इन्फॉर्मेशन, देखा बिल, उसमें उसका मेरे ब्रदर-इन-लॉ का नेम उसने टेक अप नहीं किया।
उसमें एक ईमेल एड्रेस है एनवीसी अटर्नी का, उसमें आप ये भेज दें पूरा केस का रेफरेंस करके और चिट्ठी बना के, ताकि उनको वो ईमेल मिल जाए तो वो उसको रिमूव कर लेंगे। तो अगर वो पूछ भी रहे हैं उसके फी बिल्स, आप उससे घबराइए नहीं, क्योंकि उसको अगर आप नहीं आंसर करेंगे तो कोई आपकी बहन के केस के ऊपर कोई इम्पैक्ट नहीं है, क्योंकि आपने स्पॉन्सर अपनी बहन को किया, राइट? तो उनकी एप्लीकेशन चलती रहेगी।
कोई आंसर नहीं है।
करेक्ट, तो उनके ऊपर कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा अगर आप उनको बता देते हैं कि ब्रदर लॉ इज नो मोर। एक एनवीसी अटर्नी @state.gov का ईमेल एड्रेस है, आप अगर उनको भेज देते हैं तो उनको पता लगना चाहिए और उन लोगों को उसको निकाल देना चाहिए सिस्टम से। पर अगर नहीं निकालते तो कोई देयर इज नो हार्म डन। अगर आप नहीं फी भर रहे हैं तो कोई बात नहीं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
वो उस पे लिखा हुआ है ना, वो जो पेपर में लग के।
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं, पर आपको पता है कि आप क्यों नहीं भर सकते उसकी फीस, आप जानते
तो भर देंगे, मगर वो कल को जब इंटरव्यू पे फिर वो
नहीं सर, लाइक आई सेड, जैसे मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया, नहीं आपको फीस नहीं भरनी है, आप उसको इग्नोर कर सकते हैं, ठीक है?
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your call. Moving on to our next caller, 972-235-5555 number in the studio. Please go ahead.
Yes, I got a question for us. I finished my fingerprint and I'm waiting for my citizenship interview. How do I have to wait for?
The fingerprinting was done at what time, sir?
It's in August.
In August, yes. It's about almost 10 to 11 months. That's how long they are running behind right now, from the time you file. Yeah, so
10 to
they have
11
to go
months?
through. Yes, the processing times for naturalizations have really soured. We've been talking about it. Even I think there is a blog that we have out there. There is a slowing down of the entire process, and you have to just be aware that at this point you just have to be patient with it.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, and if you want to check out that blog, you can log on to ahluwalialaw.com and click on the tab Quick Updates, and you will find it right there. Moving on to our next caller, Phanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, listen, what I need to know is, my son, he was married to an American citizen about 2 years ago, and I-485, I-113, everything, July 2015.
Okay.
Now it has been 2 years, and he got few letters from immigration saying that file is under review. Now he's a Canadian citizen, and of course she's an American citizen. So they keep telling him that it must have gone into security check and whatnot. So why is it taking so long?
Yeah, there has been, I mean, this is a question that we answer here quite often. 2 years is an anomaly. So if they're saying that they are checking some background, he may have a similarity with the name that they are watching out for. They have to still do the background checks on this. So it may be any small issue like that, but that is causing this delay. But overall on the processing from even for U.S. citizens sponsoring their spouses, the timeline has changed from just a little under a year to now over a year. So 2 years is an anomaly, and at this point I would just ask you to keep making your requests for it being outside the processing time, and that's all you all can do at this point.
So you're saying 2 years is normal?
It's not normal. It's an
not
anomaly.
normal.
It's not okay. Yeah, it's not normal.
One last thing is, they also told him about once he applied in 2015, he submitted all his medical papers, and they said, well, listen, that medical is old now, you have to submit other medical, so which he did last year, and it's still saying that it's gone through security. So it can take. Nobody knows.
Yeah, and at this point, what we can suggest is if USCIS is not doing this the correct way and they're just putting this on hold, approach a senator or a congressman and just see if it could be done through a request from their office because they are responsive to that. So, and this is, yes, so if it has gone past the processing queue, which is 2 years, is a bit over the top in terms of the waiting, then it may be the right time for you to be able to approach a congressman or a senator and just see if that office can write.
Sure. Thank you very much, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thank you very much for your call. We can take one last caller, only if you can be really quick. We have 1 minute's time left, so please be quick with your question. Go ahead.
Yes, my question is basically for my sister-in-law. It's been 12 years. She came on the employment visa, and the last thing that we heard was the I-797 that we received. It's been 12 years. We follow up with the UCIS. They say they don't have any status on the case. So what do we do with that case?
Yeah.
Pallavi, before you answer, you have exactly 30 seconds to go. Please go ahead.
Yeah, we don't know what status she came into and what 797 said. If we are talking about an adjustment of status, that is still pending for
absolutely.
her. If she has an adjustment pending for her?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is it, right. And then, so you said about 10 years back, so was it in 2007 that she filed?
Yeah, so we received notice from them in August of 2007. After that,
right, which is
nothing till date.
Yeah, that's because the EB category is open for just a month in error for EB3 and EB2, and that's when a lot of people had filed. But it also looked, so which country, and so you have to look at the EB chart on the final visa bulletin. So she's EB3 then, from India. And what was her priority date?
August 17th, 2007. Oh, sorry, October.
Pallavi, we are running out of time.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry about that. Yeah, so if the priority date may not be current on the visa bulletin, I would just have you check that, and that's the reason for the delay.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you and have you on air on Wednesday, next Wednesday, between 10:30 to 11. Thank you, Pallavi.
Thank you so much, Meetu.
Bye.